What if I told you could instantly reduce your bloating and improve your digestion without taking any supplements or changing any of the foods you eat, completely free? This is exactly what we're going to talk about in our video today. I'm Andrew, I'm a human biologist, and I've helped hundreds of people, high-performing people, heal their gut, balance their hormones, lose weight, and ultimately optimize their health. And one of the biggest problems that I see is people who have poor gut health, and it impacts their hormones, their metabolism, and their cognitive function. So, their ability to think clearly. And then they end up, feeling miserable and uncomfortable and unable to focus, tired, and struggling to lose body fat. So, most of the time I see people experiencing this and they resort to changing all the foods they eat, eliminating everything that bothers them, and taking a bunch of supplements like probiotics and digestive enzymes. But the thing is, if you're missing this one thing, then none of that even matters. So let's break it down. When you eat food, it needs to be broken down into small particles so that your intestines can absorb it. The saying, you are what you eat, isn't actually true. What's true is you are what you absorb. And if you aren't absorbing food well, there's a strong chance that there are these food particles that are too big that are left in your intestines. It can cause problems and they can't be absorbed. And because of that, you end up with these nutrient deficiencies that can cause metabolism to slow down or throw off the production of your hormones. And you will experience gas and bloating as well. Now, the good news is there's one simple action you can implement today at your next meal that is 100% free to improve the absorption of the essential nutrients that you need and make sure that that doesn't happen where you have leftover food in your gut and you have bloating. It's chewing your food. And obviously, mechanically breaking down your food with your teeth makes a big difference in terms of making those food particles smaller, but it's actually a lot more than that. There are three main macronutrients. You have carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. And each one of those macronutrients has enzymes that break down that specific macronutrient. So amylase is the enzyme that breaks down carbohydrates. Protease is the group of enzymes that break down proteins. And then lipase breaks down fats. Now, all three of these enzymes, the groups of them, are made in the pancreas. And you need enough of them to be produced to finish breaking down your food. And that's why people take digestive enzymes, and they help a lot of people. But if we aren't chewing our food well, then we're simply asking these enzymes to do too much work. It's kind of like if you were doing a home remodel, you'd first take the sledgehammer and you slam the wall and you break the big parts down. That's what chewing is. And then you use your hands to rip off the sheetrock and further break down the little stuff. That's the digestive enzymes. Those digestive enzymes will only work if you break down the big stuff first. And the other kicker is amylase, which is the enzyme that breaks down carbohydrates, is actually mostly produced in your saliva. So if you aren't chewing your food, then you're not going to break down carbohydrates as well as you possibly could. Because you chew your food and then you actually produce more saliva as a byproduct of that, which means more amylase and more lipase, which breaks down fats, to break down the nutrients and make them easier to absorb when they get to your intestines. The other problem is if you have these large food particles in your gut, they can ferment and cause bacterial overgrowth that lead to bloating, constipation, diarrhea, and a ton of other GI issues. So here is what to do instead. Every time you sit down to eat, first make sure you're at a table and you're focused and you're not working, you're not on your phone, and you can smell your food, and then chew your food 20 to 30 times per bite. I know that may seem like overkill, but you want to essentially make your food mush. You want to bite and chew and make your food mush. And if you do that, I promise you're going to have a noticeable improvement in your digestion and the absorption of your nutrients, and you're going to have less bloating, right? And all of that means better hormones, better metabolism, better health, and of course, you're going to feel more comfortable. Of course, this isn't some miracle that's going to solve bacterial overgrowth and dysbiosis and inflammation and leaky gut on its own, but it is the base of support that's needed for those things to happen in the future. And if you want help diving deeper into your individual gut health, hormone, or weight loss struggles, then you can book a free root cause analysis through the link in the description, and I'll help you get to the root cause of the problem so you can fix whatever is going on once and for all. And if not, it's totally cool as well. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you found it helpful. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.